Well, it was popular in version 1.0, popular in 2.0. Let's run it back and try again in 3.0. First of all, massive thank you to all the support I've gotten recently. The channel has done numbers I never even thought was possible. So again, thank you all so much. Fast, easy charm farming by slamming monsters together. Can we improve it for version 3.0?
Dumo, please.
So the only new thing we got in 3.0 was Valstrax, because Apex Sinogre doesn't give us worthwhile parts, and it can't be mounted. The run is faster, the parts are often worth more, but it requires setup, and the final numbers, well, they're a little bit murky. Both in the cards and in the description, there are links to 2 videos for previous methods used. Those methods are still relevant. For those of you who have not unlocked Teostra yet, the original Charm Farm guide will be slamming 2 Diablos together in HR7. That's going to be your target. It still works quite well. For those of you who have unlocked Teostra, version 2.0 is significantly better, so be sure to check that one out. For those of you who have broken HR100 and have Valstrax as an option, it still has a drop for 2 items worth 75 each, or a 150 point drop. The other parts are worth 70 instead of 65, and the run is now consistently under 2 minutes. So let's talk about the quest itself. It is the HR7, the Evil Star from Beyond, and this quest can be done on any map. The one we need is the Frost Islands. To get it, cycle any quest just to change it over. I personally use the Village 1 quest Roly-Poly Lanterns to cycle my quests. Unfortunately, this of course adds time to the actual method, and this is time I can't actually account for. But anyways, let's talk about the monsters. Chonky Boy will always be on the map. He's useless, so let's ignore him. The other monster slot can either be Barry the Chopper, Marshmallow, or Bomberman. Barry is our best option on paper, but in my runs, Marshmallow just had better luck. Both monsters have a 2-part shiny drop. Magnamalo's is worth 100, Goss Harag's is worth 120. I just didn't get the luck. Everything else is equal, as all other drops are worth 45, except that Goss Harag has a drop that is a 10% chance. That is another 60 point item. Then we have Bomberman, that is savagely consistent with all drops being worth 65, with a very low chance of an extra shiny on the ground worth 65 before picking him up, but usually that shiny is worth 0. Bomberman is the bad one. You don't want to get him. Unfortunately, he is also the reason for the gear suggestion, which is Earplugs 4. Without him, Earplugs 2 would be fine, but Earplugs 2 just won't handle his roar. This time around, no one is actually terrible at fighting, so Master Mounter is optional. Moving on, we'll talk about areas. Speedy starts out in either 9 or 10. In 9, he can be on an elevated block. Try to get him down from that block before fighting. I have never managed to get the slam to change monsters while he's up there. 10 is the ideal area for starting because there's no awkward parts, it's quick to get to, and you can have run times that are under 1 minute and 30. Magnamalo always starts off in 8, Goss Harag in 5, and Bazel will always start in 6. Walking into the monster will initiate a roar, then you can use whatever wire bug move gets you your mount fastest. For hunting horn users, we have Earthshaker, which can cause an instant mount on any non-target monster, so it will not work on Valstrax in this case, but it will work on the other monsters on the map. Then you take your monster over to Valstrax to start the battle. Knock off 2 parts and then slam into Valstrax using Y to knock off the 3rd shiny and proc the mount on Valstrax. Get on Val and do the same thing. While you're on Valstrax, make sure to make contact with the Y slam in order to have the other monster leave the area, otherwise you'll have 2 monsters attacking you while you're trying to pick up your shinies. Grab the 6 shinies and return from quest. Using Abandon leaves your parts behind, so make sure to use Return. When on Magnamalo, I like to hold up and use the large A attacks. With Goss Harag, I like to get in close, hold left, and use the A attacks. For Bazel, I use the faster X attacks because Bazel is super sluggish otherwise. And lastly, I hold left and use the A attacks while I'm on top of Valstrax. Now let's talk some numbers. The run is anywhere from 1 minute 30 to 2 minutes 10 seconds. Usually, it's in the area of 145. Very consistently. My average was 470 melder points in a run. I also got extremely unlucky getting Bazel multiple times. I also had very little Goss Harag, and when I did, I didn't get the 120 point drop much. You might have some actual luck and get better numbers. The version 2.0 option with Teostra actually has a better average per run. It was a 528 point average. That is a difference of 58 points, but it also takes an extra 30 seconds. So basically, we're looking at 25% more time for 12% more melding points. Add in loading screens and things get a little bit closer. Also add in the fact that you have to cycle around to the Frost Islands, and things get a little bit rough, and that's where things get pretty murky. So in the end, which method is better? Well, that depends on a few things. How long does it take to cycle around to the Frost Islands, and how long do you intend to farm for? If you're going for a short run, Teostra will be better every single time, with Valstrax being better in the long run. It gets pretty murky when we start including the cycle time, but personally, I always check for the Frost Islands. If I get it, I run Valstrax, and if not, I run Teostra. If I'm sick of one monster or the other, the points are close enough that I don't really care, and I'll run whichever one I simply want to at that point in time. This means that, like last time, once you have an Elder Dragon hunt that you can do in under 10 minutes, you can outpace this method. However, not everyone can do Elders in sub 10, and we don't always want to be paying that much attention to the game. This method is great to get some parts over time while you're doing something like watching YouTube or anything like that. It is somewhat unfortunate that Bazel pops up as often as he does. I love the fight, but when I don't want to fight him, I'd be happy to just not have him pop up. Either way, this is some different scenery for something that's very easy to do, and if you don't want to do it, we have plenty of other options. So, will you be giving this a shot? Sticking to Teostra? Running something else? Feel free to share that in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like or even subscribe for some more Monster Hunter content. If you're looking to join the community, a link to my Discord server is going to be in the description. Until next time, best of luck with the Melder, and have a great day.